I think I know you. From wherever in the world you are, you want to talk about silver. You love silver. I love silver. You love silver. We're friends. All that lovey-dovey good stuff. Let's dive into the silver market. What happened last week? But more importantly, let's talk about some big stories affecting the market. I'm going to warn you. You may not like everything that I have to say, but we'll look at both sides of the story and see if the strong thesis for owning silver, for buying silver, for owning the silver miners, does that remain in place? The choice is yours. I'll present the information. We can do a little thinking and see what we come up with. How about you? Which do you love better, silver or gold? I'll be honest with you. I'll take a risk and tell you the truth. I actually love silver, like actually holding silver. Now, I know gold is much more valuable. Sure, you give me a choice. 10 silver coins, 10 gold coins. I'll take the 10 gold coins all day long. But when it comes to beauty and that warm, fuzzy feeling, you know what I'm talking about? Hopefully you're getting that warm, fuzzy feeling right now, joining me here in the basement. Nonetheless, I do prefer silver. Nothing against gold. Now, let's dive in. What happened this week in the silver market? Silver started the week at $23 per ounce and ended the week at almost $23.70 per ounce. So a good week, up 2-3%. We aren't going to complain. However, the silver mining companies, they struggled a little bit. The SIL ETF, which tracks the big silver mining companies, started the week at $29.50 per share, ended the week at $28.50 per share. So it was down about 3%. Why, you may ask? Are the miners leading the metals? Maybe. But it could also easily be attributed to the fact that the S&P 500, the big standard regular markets, you know, the ones that most of the herd invests in, the big standard general markets struggled last week. Let's talk about premiums. You know, that extra amount that you and I have to pay above spot price just to get an ounce of silver on a retail basis. I read all your emails, all your comments, and some of you have been saying that premiums are dropping. I actually watched a video last night, some coin shop owner down in Florida. He went through, maybe it was called Vermilion, but don't quote me on that. Anyway, he went through all the different products he had and showed how the premiums were dropping. He said the wholesalers have a larger supply of goods right now. I know from my local coin shop, they have a pretty healthy supply of silver products right now. Not a ton, literally not a ton, but there's not a shortage like maybe we were saying 8 weeks ago. Nonetheless, the premiums are still high. Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I am often wrong, but I went to JM Bullion, the big online retailer of silver products. I wanted to see what it would cost to buy one 10-ounce silver bar. And to do that, to me, it looked like even if I paid with cash, which is the most cost-effective way to buy silver bullion, I would be paying just under $300 to get that one 10-ounce silver bar. Now, with spot price approaching $24, that's still a huge, huge premium over spot. I even saw the same thing for generic silver rounds, close to $30 per ounce. Now, my local coin shop, they're selling 10-ounce bars closer to $280, but surprisingly, when I went on to eBay, I saw that you could get 10-ounce silver bars delivered for free for around $270 each. So maybe the premiums are dropping a bit. Let me know what you think, what you're seeing in your market. But that doesn't mean like the end of a rally for silver. I mean, heck, we know the premiums went through the roof 8 weeks ago, 2 years ago, and that didn't necessarily spell that silver skyrocketed. So as the market adjusts and becomes more reasonable, heck, it'll be good for those of you who are looking to add to your silver stack. And why not add to your silver stack, right? We like to remember silver has held its value for 5,000 years. It's pretty much been valuable always, and just as important, think about this, everywhere in the planet. And I think that's true even today. You could take a 1 ounce silver bar, silver coin, whatever it is, anywhere in the world, and it will have value. There's almost nothing else, maybe oil and a few other things, that you can say that about. Now, you may enjoy collecting silver. Trust me, I do too. But the one thing I like even better is when you, yes, you, right now you, watching me, with me here in the basement, join me here in the basement. We are such a sliver of the general population. There's not many people we can talk to about our love for precious metals, silver in particular. So know that you're always welcome here. I put out a video almost every day. You're welcome here. We're part of a larger group. You're a friend. Please, maybe you found yourself a new home or a home away from home. Come back to Ron's Basement. You're always welcome here. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. Turn on the ring-a-ling-ding-a-ling bell. That way you'll get notified every time I put out a new video. And maybe we need a little reminder. What do you say you, yes you and me, go for a little walk? Let's walk to the COMEX and open their vault. What do we see? We see hardly any silver. And we notice that the amount of silver in there is continuing to be depleted. But next we hop in the ocean and we swim all the way to the United Kingdom. When we get there, we visit the LBMA, the London Bullion Market Association, and we go to their vaults and we see the same darn thing. Near record low levels of silver inventory. And remember, the COMEX and the LBMA, they're the ones that trade all this unicorn fart dust, paper silver contract derivative BS that they use to suppress the price of silver. Now, what's really interesting, I read this about a week ago. One of those vaults, and I forget which one, okay, I'll be honest with you, but one of those vaults right now has less silver in it than the country of India imported during the month of October alone. Yes, India is bringing in almost 350 million ounces of silver this year. That's only like almost 40% of the entire world's mine production for the year. Yeah, nothing interesting going on in the silver market. Nothing to see there. No. But isn't it getting a little obvious that there's a big disconnect between the unicorn fart dust silver, you know, those derivative contracts, or even the SLV, and the real price of silver, even with the premiums coming down, right? Like there's a big disconnect going on there. Sure, again, nothing to see there. Grab a cup of coffee. I got to read something to you. This is so good. I believe this comes from Dave Erfely. He writes the Junior Miner Junkie newsletter. I thought this really hit the nail on the head. From a few weeks ago, the outflows on the COMEX of physical silver since February of 2021 have been significant. Should this trend continue at the same pace, the COMEX will be drained by late March of 2023 of all available silver. That is only 5 months away, with the traditionally strong demand months upcoming. And we know 2022 has the biggest gap between demand for silver and supply for silver. Demand is outstripping supply by almost 200 million ounces. We could sit down here forever and talk about this, right? Like we know, and the world is changing, splitting. You've got Russia starting their own exchange for precious metals. I'll let you watch some of my previous videos if you want to hear me talk about that ad nauseum. But the final thing I want to bring up, I had a great conversation this week with Jorge Ganoza. He's one of the top CEOs in the mining industry. He runs a company called Fortuna Silver. They're an intermediate gold and silver producer, and Jorge is the best of the best. He relayed to me a very interesting comment that he had been in Germany at a big mining conference just 6-7 weeks ago. And he said, I've been going to conferences for my whole career. Either he said 10 years, 17 years, whatever. He said, I've never seen so many people, so many enthusiastic people as I saw at the most recent mining conference that I went to. The Europeans are waking up, right? Like they understand. America, we've been kind of taught that precious metals aren't a smart investment. And you know that whole public relations campaign against the metals. But the Europeans, right? They're a little more free thinking and maybe a little more, in some ways, insightful in that regard. Are becoming very interested in the metals. Now that doesn't mean anything on its own, but certainly I thought it was worth mentioning because when you have such interest developing, hey, it can't be a bad thing. I always appreciate you, yes, you, joining me here in the basement. I'm going to look forward to seeing you next time. I love orange Gatorade best.
Me too.
Hi, everybody. Evie and Daddy are going to go for 20. Ready?